Vampires! They're everywhere! They're in movies, they're in comic books, they're in your closet, but most importantly, they are in video games, like Vampire and Blood Rain and that Skyrim DLC, I guess, I don't know. But if you really want the ultimate vampire experience, then the game that you should be playing is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. This game has it all. It's got vampires. That's pretty much all you need.
What? You're joking, right?
No, why would I be joking? It's a vampire video game. I mean, what'd you expect?
Not like a blah, blah, vampire, right?
Oh, now I see how it is. Blah, blah, blah. They don't do that. Get out of here. Can't believe the nerve of some people. Anyway, as I was saying, blah, blah, blah. If you haven't played Vampire the Masquerade, then you are seriously missing out. This game is hands down amazing. Well, as long as you install the unofficial patch, that is, because otherwise, this game is just a broken, buggy, garbage pile of junk that no one would ever want to play. But as long as you do install the patch, then this game is pretty great. Easily on par with the likes of Oblivion and something else, probably. But I'm digressing, because what we are really here for is to check this game out. But before we can, we have to decide what type of vampire we want to be. And as you can tell, there are a lot of choices. Anything from your classic Dracula type to the stuffy high-class vampires you might find in the underworld movies. Unfortunately though, there are no sparkly vampires. I know you were all hoping for that, but I guess the developers just didn't get the memo. Now, unlike in games such as Oblivion, the race that you pick in this game will have an impact on your experiences. For example, if you decide to go with the Nosferatu, then you won't ever be able to show your face in public. Well, I mean, you could if you really wanted to, but it might not go over well.
Yeah, what'll it be? Lord! Oh, sweet Jesus!
Jeez, what a drama queen. I'm not that hideous. Oh, she's actually dead. Oh. Of course, this is the most extreme example, and if you choose any of the other races, you will be able to play the game normally. And by normally, I just mean people won't die upon seeing your disgusting face. So if you prefer it that way, then don't you worry. Alright, now we're finally in the world of Vampires the Masquerade, also known as California. I mean, where else would you expect to find a bunch of undead bloodsuckers, am I right? However, before we can even sink our vampire teeth into this fine city, we are given a quest by the Prince of Vampires himself. Sebastian LaCroix. Wait, LaCroix? You know, that name sounds really familiar, but I just can't place it. It's probably nothing. Anyway, now that we're actually able to play the game, it's time to start doing some vampire stuff, which involves everything you might expect. Biting necks, drinking blood, doing some modeling for some creepy guy at a prosthetics shop. You know, the huge.
Why, yes, that sounds delightful. Perhaps you could come down to my studio and we can sort out the details.
Yeah, dude, I could totally do that. That sounds great. Actually, you know what? I'm not so sure about this modeling job anymore. I mean, call me crazy, but this place looks sketchier than an Etch-a-Sketch. Now, as you can probably tell, there are quite a few spooky quests in this game. Like this one with a ghost, which I'm pretty sure is loosely based off The Shining. I mean, I don't know for certain, but there is a guy with an axe, and it's in a hotel, and there's some shiny stuff. So I'm just gonna say definitely based off The Shining. Probably. However, as spooky as this is, I wouldn't go as far as to say that any of these quests are actually that scary. Although maybe you shouldn't take my word for it, because I don't get scared that easily. Holy crap! Alright, fine, I'll admit it. I get spooked about as easily as Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Now just leave me alone. Jeez. You know, I'm getting tired of all this crazy vampire stuff. I need to take a break. And I know the perfect place to do that. The local nightclub. I mean, what better place is there to get away from all the craziness of the world? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. Hey baby, you want some vampiric diseases?
Even if my pants were on fire, I would not take them off in front of you.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know why I thought that line was gonna work. Well, I guess the next thing to do is to hit up the dance floor. That way I can really show off my newfound undead abilities. Oh yeah, I'm feeling this. Hey, wait a sec, where's everybody going? Fine, I don't need you anyway. Just means more floor to myself. Freaking humies. Now, as great as all this clubbing stuff is, you still have to be careful, because if people ever find out that you're a vampire, then that could mean some serious trouble. So our #1 goal is to remain incognito, which honestly should be pretty easy. I mean, just look at us. There's no way anyone would be able to tell. So I'm not that worried about it, really.
Oh man, you're a vampire, aren't you?
Oh, son of a bitch. All right, I'm gonna have to kill you now. Nothing personal, just vampire business. Now, all joking aside, it can actually be rather difficult to stay hidden, especially when you're trying to feed off one of the locals, because at any moment, some hobo could just stroll up and catch you in the act. But if you don't feed and your blood meter gets too low, then that could be even worse, because suddenly, the beast will take over. And trust me, we do not want that. I mean, just look at this. Look at those legs. No wonder why these people are so terrified. No human would be able to do that, that's for sure. Also, I should mention this loud noise definitely isn't annoying. Ugh, it's like music to my ears. If I was deaf. Okay, so as you can probably tell, this game isn't perfect. As a matter of fact, there are quite a few issues you might face while playing it. And some of them aren't that big of a deal, like the weird leg issue or whatever's happening here. I mean, I'm not complaining because this is pretty convenient, to be honest. But there can be some pretty inconvenient bugs as well, such as sometimes you can't put your weapon away, and now all the cops want to kill you. Or better yet, sometimes when you load a save, your character will immediately attack with whatever weapon they had equipped. And if a person is standing nearby, they're gonna get hit, which as you can probably guess means the cops are gonna want to kill you again. Those freaking cops. However, not all the issues are bugs. For example, I really wish you could edit your character. I mean, I realize it's in first person most of the time, but it still would have been nice. At the very least, let me change my outfit more often. The first time you actually get new clothes is when it's almost the end of the game. Why? What's even the point of having different clothes if you don't get them for that long? It's dumb. And then of course there's the problem with weapons, in that you spend most of the game with garbage weapons as well. I want a sweet sword, I don't want this stupid kitchen knife. I'm a vampire, not a McDonald's chef. Now on the contrary, you do get a lot of decent guns, so if you're into that, then you're gonna be happy. But personally, I like the melee aspect of the game a lot better. And I should also mention that I'm kinda disappointed by the lack of danger from the sun. I mean, that is a big enemy of the vampire after all. They even mention it in the beginning of the game.
Sunlight? Well, you catch a sunrise and it's all over, kiddo. Get it?
I mean, after hearing that, I was expecting it to be a big factor, but you never have to worry about it. Instead, it's just nighttime all the time, which is really too bad. It would have been cool to have to pay attention to the time for fear of getting fried to a crisp. Certainly would have made the game way more immersive, that's for sure. But hey, maybe that's just me. However, out of all of these issues, the one that really gets me, the biggest gripe I have with this game, is how the hell did they get these cars in this garage? I mean, look at this. There's barely any room to drive in here. Nonetheless, park. It's ridiculous. You know, as a matter of fact, this whole game is ridiculous. Especially that Prince of Vampires, Sebastian LaCroix. Pfft, what a loser. I mean, seriously. Wait a second. LaCroix? I knew that name sounded familiar. Oh my god! Well, that was a crazy revelation. I think at this point, I'm just gonna have to see you in my next video. I mean, I don't know which one it is, but it's pretty good. Or it's bad. Yeah, it's probably bad.